I begin? Okay. Compose oneself. That's how we start. Okay. Hi everyone, it's NonnaGrace. I have gotten a lot of requests on show how I make the bow that was on the package that I gave away in the video ago, 2 videos ago. So I'm going to make the bow today. Where's the bow I have made? May I have it, Jim? Thank you. I should always have these. This is the type of bow that I'm making here. I'll make the camera look at it. That's the bow. This one actually was made out of magazine pages. You can make them out of almost anything. You can make them out of calendars, old calendars. You just cut the pages up. Or you can make it out of, I've got church bulletin, or a vitamin magazine, or just wrapping paper can be made out of. Like I've made some out of wrapping paper that is left over, or just it might be new mat wrapping paper, something that I wanted to use. The stiffer the paper, the easier it is. But you can use, may I have the pill magazine? This is from Vitamins, from the Vitamin People. And their pages, I take the staple out of the middle. Their pages are extremely thin and flimsy. But they will still work. They're not a shiny paper. Or you can use, if you have leftover computer paper, say something didn't print quite right, you can use computer paper. You can use church bulletins. You can use anything. You can see the church bulletin is kind of, it's writing paper. But these would be used for like all occasion things. But if you want it to look like a birthday, you could use birthday papers. Wrapping paper, actual wrapping paper. You can have your kids' artwork. I've done that too, where they've painted something and then I cut it up. And what you do is you're gonna, here, give me the little squares. We're gonna make our little bows are made out of 3-inch squares. Now this is some of that pill paper from the Pill magazine. And this is just a piece of paper that was written on it's just computer paper, nothing special. I don't have any calendar paper with me. I put my calendar paper somewhere and I don't know where I put it, but I saved it and it made a lot more stuff. Now before we begin, I want to give you this little thing. My husband said today is the day, so I'm going to share it with you. He said, for all you Star Wars fans, he said, for all you Star Wars fans, may the 4th be with you. Today is May 4th. And so I guess it's like May the 4th, I think they say on the Star Wars, may the Force be with you. Well, it's May the 4th be with you, in case you're not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but a lot of people are. Okay, let's get started on the bow, or the package thing. I looked, before I go to that bow, I tried finding how I made it. I actually had to go out. Well, my husband went out into my, what you call my she shed, my building there, and he brought me in a bow so I could take a piece off of it and undo it to see how I actually folded it, because I figured it out, but I wasn't really sure if I was doing it right, because I could not find the original one that I watched to learn how to do it. So now I'm going to show you what I do. So let's go. We're going to start with just a piece of, I'm going to make this large so that you can see what I'm actually doing. But to make a square, we have to make a square. Now this square is going to be way bigger than what we want. So in order to make a square out of a rectangle paper, you fold it into a triangle. And this extra part here, this part, that's the part we're going to cut off, because that we don't need. So I'm going to fold that over so I can cut it. Or no, I won't do it. I don't have a knife with me, so I guess I'll just eyeball it. We'll just cut it up the side since I don't have a knife with me. Okay, and that should give us and that part's no good. That should give us a square. So this is what we want. Well, it's a triangle at the moment, but it gives us a square. So you take the square, fold it into a triangle, Then you take the one corner and you fold it up to the top corner, top point, and you crease it. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're just going to catch it in the middle, bring that point up to the other point, and crease it. Okay, then you're going to open the one side and fold that one up to the fold, and crease it. You got to crease good. Make sure you're creasing good. And then the other side, you'll do the same thing. Bring that one up to the fold. So your thing looks like this now. Then you're going to take it and you're going to fold it back into itself on both sides. And now you look like that. Then you're going to pick it up, put the two sides together, and you're going to put your fingers inside here, and it will open up the flower part. Then see these two peaks? You're going to take those and you're just going to fold them over and pinch them. And that makes your cone. So that all these little cones were made that exact same way. I will do one with a little one just so you can watch it. Where'd my little papers go? Oh, over there. Okay. We'll do one of these. So you just fold it up, as you can see. Fold the points to the point. Now these little squares are 3" by 3". I find that that's just the big enough size to work with. Did it stop? Oh, okay. If you go, you can go smaller, you can go bigger. It doesn't really matter. But then it determines what size your bow is going to be when you get done. Okay. And then you pinch your fingers inside, give it a little puffing, and then you flip it over so that it's in the inside. Okay, now after you've done this, I'm one of these cutters. I like to cut. So any cardboard that comes into the house, if it's not too thick and it's not corrugated, these were boxes from Butterball, chicken probably patties. And I use a circle. These were from caps from your vitamins. I use them to trace like a template. I did that size, and then I do a different size because I don't like to waste any of the cardboard. So I will use a cap from a vitamin bottle. Okay, now we're going to take one of these. I'm going to take, do I want a big one or a little? I think I'll take a smaller one. Take one of these, and I'm going to put some glue on that. Now you can use school glue or white glue, whatever you want to call it. You can use this, but it takes forever to dry. So I use hot glue. So I used a cutting board to cut my squares, but you can just cut them with scissors or cut them however. These are the squares again. They're 3" by 3". Okay, and you make as many of these as you like. I'm going to take those guys out because they're odd. Oddballs go. Okay, then you have a hot glue. I got to move this way a little bit more because my hot glue has to be plugged in. This is a hot glue gun, one that's been used a lot, apparently. All that glue. Okay, this one's a low temperature one. I do have a high temperature one that I have upstairs, but I don't let the kids use, and I use this one most of the time anyways. What you're going to do is you're going to make a circle on your little what you call it thing there, just around it. Then you're going to start taking your little guys here, and whoops, that one undid. You're going to stick it on. You got to work kind of fast because the glue is hot. It's sticking to me. Whoops, I undid that one too. Oh my goodness. Another bad one I just did. See, it will happen. I'm getting stuck to the board. I'm going to stick them in there. You should use tougher paper. That paper is the magazine stuff that's thin is harder to apparently work with. It's starting to get cold. It's getting cold. I don't like doing tutorials because I feel like I'm rushing when normally I would take a lot longer time, ouch, it's hot, to do this. Cuckoo clock's cuckooing. Oh, we're going to have to start over if this keeps going on. The church bulletin ones work nicer. They're a little stiffer. And the plain paper ones work nicer. They're stiffer. It's getting dry, cold. And there's the clock. It's telling me you better hurry up. Okay, and when you get them, whoops, get them in there like that. Now you're gonna do the next little bit. You're going to put some more on top of it. Put some more glue on. And you start going upward. You put them in between one of the other ones. Don't put them directly on top. You kind of try to put it in between. You just keep going. And you can take your time. You can go slower. You don't have to go so fast. You're not on a time schedule. Okay, and I think I want one more over here. Okay. And this one I don't like, so I'm going to take him out. He's falling apart. This one in. Oops, this one's going to do the same. These darn magazine ones. Don't use the thin magazines. Big mistake. But they will work, but I suggest don't use it. Okay, because they're too soft. All right, and then to finish it off, you will add a little bit more glue, and you put a couple more in. Okay, one more. And one more, and there you go. Okay, even though I had lots of trouble, you see, it still looks pretty. They still look good. And then you take your little strings from the glue away so that they're not hanging off on it. But anyways, that's how you do it. And if you use colored ones, the colored ones are actually pretty. If you use colored, like you can put a colored one in the middle of your whatever you're doing, but I can't do that on this. It wouldn't look right. There you go. There's a bow, and on the back is the little disc. Okay, we're all done. That wasn't a very good demonstration, although it was a good demonstration because you saw that even I had some trouble with the little cones. You want to use the heavier paper. Works much better. The real thin paper doesn't work as good. It will work if you handle it gentle. I was rushing it and made it a little bit hard to put it in, but it does turn out pretty. They do turn out nice, and but I think the calendar pages are the better pages, or a heavier magazine page is good. If you have a Better Homes and Garden kind of magazine, the shiny pages I like the best. I like shiny things anyways. So that is today's video. If you have any questions on how to make that again, I can show you how to fold it again, or you just rewind this several times. I hope that with showing you with the big one helped, because my fingers would get in the way with the little one, I think. So have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.